Alrighty, peoples. Well, we made a bit of progress. Um, yeah. Acrylic gap filler. You can almost use it as glue. They use it in place of silicon. If you look on the back of solar panels, they don't use silicon. They actually use acrylic gap filler to seal between the frame and the glass, I suppose you call it, of the solar panel. Bada bing. Bada bang. That worked out alright, actually. That worked out alright. Not super bright. I've got a feeling that in this circuit board here, it's bright enough, no doubt about it, but in this circuit board in here, I reckon the voltage regulation for the step down from 3.6 to 2.7's sort of starting to die in it. Well, it's probably a bad idea to use a USB battery to light this up without a battery, and it might be just that this is a renowned Chinese El Crapo from Kmart, which is very big in Australia, but all their electronics are just really friggin' sad. You know, some of them people get an all right run. Some of these USB batteries I've got after about 2 years now, they're starting to die. This is the smaller ones, not these bigger ones that died after 2 months, at least for the control circuit, the circuit that turns it from 3.6 to 5 volts. And I think the circuit in this one isn't great. A lot of this Anko stuff is just unadulterated shit, to be quite honest. But sometimes you get a good one where it'll last for 2 years or something like that. But then again, you know, I got a Sony Ericsson phone and the battery went 13 years. So is 2 years really any good for a one of those 18650 based USB battery? I still have another spare one of these if I need to. This, I swear black and blue, that one or two of these LEDs were dead, and yeah, I'd done a lot of pissing around and whatnot, only to find that the battery carrier, I was trying to work out exactly to make sure what positive was from negative. This bloody battery carrier, I couldn't even get it to conduct on the springs that meet the contacts in the end here. So it could be that it just wasn't getting the volts it was meant to be getting. So I don't know. But anyway, this has been 4.5 volt, and I make it 5 volt because, well, I've wired in where the hell it is here. There's an old Samsung phone. It was a data cable for it, so I just hacked all that off. Plugged it into a USB battery, worked out what it was pretty simple because there was a black and a red. So I checked with the multimeter just to make sure, and yeah, this now runs on 5 volt, and it is fantastic. It's brighter than it's been before. It's absolutely bulletproof in terms of brightness and visibility. Whoa, yeah, taking me back to the good old days of when I bought them brand new, and you've got quite a throw on the light with these. It's quite phenomenal. But anyway, that's going on with that. I have a couple others. That's a 4.5. That's a 4.5, but it's an ultrasonic, and I've had this, and I think you might even remember this. The blaster thing not stop turning on. It just keeps turning on, and it sort of goes on for like 10 seconds, off for 3. 10 seconds, off for 3. But you've got like an off, a sensor, and an on switch, and if you use the on switch, it just stays on. That's 4.5. That's 4.5. This is one of these crappy ones with the like capacitance touch, which is a bit of a piece of shit. I might have to get rid of that and just hardwire it. This is a dirty little sod, but it's 4.5 as well. We used to buy these back in the day, and yeah, basically, although it's a very dirty case, I might be able to just throw the case out and keep the lens and reuse that in due course in USB. There's another one that I'm thinking of doing. Oh, the other big one I had that's a remote control powered one. That one, yeah, Yeah, that's 6 volts, so that really stuffs me up a bit. But what I have been thinking of doing, and it might be a good option, because these little 4.5 volt ones I showed, they don't really produce a lot of light. But I went to an OV show a number of years ago, and I'm sure I had videos from that, and I bought a whole bunch of these. And honestly, they were like $2 or $2.50. This is a caravan light. Inside of this, if I don't get too crazy and aggressive, I might as well just show you anyway, is a 21 watt. It's bigger than a flame and indicator lens, maybe an indicator lens on a big rig, but yeah, it's 21 watt 12 volt, and of course this is your switch here, and you've got these little fly leads that come out the back like they always do and should with any new products. And long and short of it, I'm going to probably break this lens on camera, so I'm going to put that in later with 2 hands. Yeah, switch your little fly leads. Now, I realised a couple things. I was having some real major issues getting a stupid chair, the driver's seat in the old Fairlane. I'm trying to convert that into a wood storage thing. I've done it before with one of my uncle's old cars. There's still one car that's a bit the same way. You put a bit of plywood, a bit of chipboard, sort of, up to about window height where one of the doors are, and then you open and close that door to throw your wood in, and it's a great wood storage. It keeps it dry. It sounds hillbilly, but by hell it works. So anyway, I couldn't get this stupid electric seat to move. You can get to the front bolts to take the seat out. Not a problem, because I'd wound the seat all the way back before I'd shredded all the wiring out of the car a couple of years ago. Trying to get all the heavy 12 volt cables and any other things that look like it's worth having. All the copper cabling and all that. And now I've got to move this seat. But I've got to move it forwards because your bloody seat is either covering the front bolts or covering the back bolts. One or the other. There's no manual release to move this seat forward. It is 100% electric motor. It's a linear actuator, for those of you who want the proper term. Like a giant chunky screw thread, and it turns it and moves. You cannot get these bolts unless you get that motor to work. If that motor blew, I don't know what the fuck you would do. You'd just about have to angle grind the fucking seat out or something. Anyway, I had nowhere getting it out, and I'm pissing around with these little bloody 12 volt batteries. These ones wouldn't do it, they're too flat. I got another one and I got a bit of a jerk. Well, guess who come to the rescue? Now, turns out if you own one of these, right, you lumps are facing you, positive, negative. Now, anyway, I got the seat out, long and short of it, but this is the carrier out of the coat, and guess what we have here? And guess what, out of a knackered old adapter, I also have. And guess what? Snip, solder, and we're in business. I've already got the leads on this one and stuck it in the top of this one. Holy hell, I lit up the entire bedroom. It was unbelievable. That toilet of mine has never had a light in it. I've been using this, which runs on, you guessed it, AA batteries. And we're ripping through batteries pretty hard. And I don't know that these little 4.5 volt ones converted to a USB plug are really going to give me quite the brightness that I need. But considering I just about lit the entire bedroom up with this one here, guess what? I think found a home. And I don't need to butcher this in any way. I can put this back in the coat because all I got to do is pull the little plug out. This has, as you'd expect, 4 mounting hole screws. I think we're in business. I think I'm finally going to have a good light in the toilet that is rechargeable, and we don't have to fidget around with these crappy little AA's and AAA's and the bloody springs bending in the back when you take them out and all the other bullshit where, the spring's not quite contacting on it because it's blah blah. Oh, you're getting them out. No, I pull them out by the positive and somehow the negative springs are still always bending. Anyway, I think we've solved a problem so that we can take this in and out. We can still use the carrier in the thingo, which I haven't used the whole of this winter in the coat. And I think we're in business. I'm trying to get everything, in case you haven't noticed, to convert to rechargeable because I'm sick to bloody death of AA and AAA. Go out and buy some. Sit in the cupboard too long. Shit Anko brand. If they're in the cupboard for 9 months, then they're all dead. So then you go buy another pack. Pricks won't sell you any less than like 18 per pack. That's the smallest pack you can get. And if you buy less, sometimes you're charged through the roof. It's just crap, you know. I'm surrounded by bloody lithium-ion batteries and lithium polymer batteries. Let's make them do something.